Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us again. Apologies for the delay. We were just taking care of some technical aspects over at our end. Our review is going to be based on the Pathans. We're going to provide a proper individual review on this book. For the time being, all you need to know is, if you want to know more about the KP, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, or the Northwest Frontier Province specifically, and you want to have an overview of like how they were aligned and how they were established at the time when say the emperor, the Mughal emperors were there and so on, right? As over here, right? Then definitely recommended. This is a very insightful work and especially provides, for instance, over here, like how Alexander the Great invaded this a particular portion of this area, and how the British commissioner, political agents and all the commissioners had made a significant difference in the area, and how the Pathans themselves aligned and used their political affiliations in order to ensure their own survival, because at the end of the day, these areas are still run by Pathan communities in those regions, and it becomes very relevant when you take into account the areas themselves, like the frontier provinces bordering Afghanistan and Pakistan, which is called the federally administered tribal areas. I believe it's now under the KP administration, so it's now technically, you could call it Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Better to we will include those details in the individual review. For the time being, all you need to know is that this is a definite recommendation regarding the KP area, and further, if you want to do research on the inherent characteristics of Pathans, their language, their culture, their anthropology, their foods, the areas from where they trace their roots, the overall political affiliations which helped them become who they are. Definitely recommended as a work, and you could access it online. It is public domain, and this is just the hard copy version because it actually contains a lot of the photos and a lot of those a lot of elements from the original manuscript. Bearing in mind that Sir Olaf Caroe passed away well before independence happened. Actually, when he wrote this book, independence had happened. Actually, on point of fact, I should clarify something over here. He passed away in 1981, and he was the last British governor of the frontier before its independence. And whilst he actually lived among the Pathans from 1916 until he joined the Choir Invisible in 1981, which speaks volumes about how much he knew about the people and their culture and their ethnic origins. So, strongly recommended to give this work a read if you get the opportunity, and if you are able to find this book, which you should, strongly recommended. If you would like to find out more about works like this, then we recommend that you like and subscribe, and you join your local library, you support them, you endorse the works that they're doing. It's definitely important, because open access is something that we as individuals should emphasize and prioritize for the health and well-being of cultural and social preservation, and at the same time transparent knowledge acquisition. Because if we don't do it, politically we are more likely to spread ignorance and malicious misinformation, which none of us will benefit from. So let's just take that into account. Thank you.